Hello friends, today I am making this delicious churro cheesecake. So if you want to see how I make it and learn the recipe, just keep watching. These are the ingredients that we're going to be using today. I will have everything listed in the description box. You're going to need a baking dish. I'm using one that's 8 by 8, so my cheesecake is going to be a little thicker. You can use a bigger one, a rolling pin, a mixer. I'm going to be using a handheld mixer, but you can always use your stand mixer. A bowl, flour, measuring spoons and measuring cup, 2 eggs at room temperature, half a cup of sweetened condensed milk, butter, some fruit for garnish, a tablespoon of vanilla extract, half of a tablespoon of cinnamon, some salt, sugar, 2 cream cheese packets, 8 ounces each, a pack of Crescent Rolls. That depends on the dish that you're using. Mine is pretty small. Some heavy whipping cream. And these are our ingredients. Also, we're going to be using some sour cream. So first, we're going to add our cream cheese to our large bowl. Remember that these cream cheese need to be at room temperature. You need to bring them out for at least an hour or 2 before you start mixing them. That will give the best results. You're going to be mixing at high speed until your cream cheese is creamy and smooth. It's very important that your cream cheese is at room temperature because that will give you the best results and will get your cream cheese really smooth and without any lumps. So as you're mixing, you're going to stop and you're going to scrape your bowl a few times just so you can get all of the stuff that's on the side and get it all incorporated and mixed very well. So you're just going to keep beating your cream cheese at high speed in your mixer. You're going to be doing this until the cream cheese is smooth and silky. Don't forget to pause and scrape your bowl just so you can get it perfect. I have my eggs ready and cracked in a bowl just so I can make sure I don't have any shells in my mix. So I'm going to be adding these room temperature eggs one at a time, mixing really well. You know when it's well mixed when you don't see the yellow. So that's when you will add the next egg. And again, just mix so you don't until you don't see any of the yolk in the mixture. And we're just going to keep adding our ingredients and mixing. Next, I'm going to be adding 1/4 of a cup of sour cream. Along with my sour cream, I'm going to be adding 1/4 of a cup of heavy cream. If you don't have heavy cream, you can use half and half, or you can just use half a cup of sour cream and it will be just fine. You're going to get that mixed all together and mix it on high speed. And as you're mixing, don't forget to get your spatula and scrape down your bowl. We're just going to be doing this to avoid any clumps or lumps in our mixture. Next, we're going to be adding half of a cup of sweetened condensed milk. If you don't have this, you can use sugar, but the sweetened condensed milk just gives it that best taste. So I would really try to get the sweetened condensed milk in this recipe. And if you think that half of a cup is not enough, you can always use more. It just depends on how sweet you like your desserts. We're going to get our mixer again and start mixing in that sweetened condensed milk. We're going to mix it really well. And then we're going to get our tablespoon of vanilla extract into our mixture. And mix that in as well. So this is optional. I'm going to be adding just a little tiny pinch of salt. So next we're going to be getting some all-purpose flour. I'm going to be using 1/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour. But first, I feel like it's going to be needing a little bit more sweetness because we like ours really sweet. So I'm going to be adding a little bit more, squeezing a little bit more of the sweetened condensed milk just to add a little more sweetness to it. And like I said, I'm going to be adding 1/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour. And we're definitely going to need to mix this really well and start off at low speed if you don't want a cloud of flour. So just make sure that you start at low speed and then go up higher. So now I have it at high speed. Just make sure that you're going to be scraping your bowls and getting the lumps of flour out of your mixture. And scraping it really well, and that's what it should look like. Like I said, I'm going to be using an 8x8-inch baking pan. So I'm going to be getting some butter and spreading it all over. You can use some cooking spray or some oil. And I'm just going to grab this paper towel and spread it evenly around my baking dish, making sure that nothing will stick to it. Now in a separate bowl, we're going to be doing our sugar and cinnamon mixture. So we're going to get 1 cup of sugar. I'm using just some organic brown sugar, light brown sugar, and a tablespoon, half of a tablespoon actually, of cinnamon. You can use more or use less, just depending on your liking of cinnamon. And that's it. Just give it a quick mix, and there you have it. You'll want to preheat your oven to 325 or 350 depending on your oven. Now on your surface of where you're going to be preparing your crescent dough, just add some flour just so it won't stick to it. And just spread it around because you don't really want clumps of flour. I think I used a little bit too much, but that's okay. So we're going to get our crescent rolls opened. And once you have them out of the pan, you're going to get half of it. It just depends on the baking dish that you're using. If you're using a bigger one, a longer one, you know, you're probably going to need 2. I'm just going to need 1 because mine is pretty small. So I'm just making sure that I put everything together. For some reason, mine looks really rough, but I'm just going to make the best of it because it's really not how it looks. It's pretty much how this tastes, and it's going to be so good. So I'm just going to get my rolling pin and stretch it out, but making sure that it's all together. So I'm going to be doing the same thing to the other side, the other half of it. I'm going to be dusting some flour, getting my rolling pin, stretching it out as far as I believe that it's going to cover my pan or my baking dish. So I'm just going to keep stretching it out, rolling it, flipping it, making sure that it's not stuck to the bottom, and just getting those cracks back together. Now we're going to grab our already greased baking dish, and we're going to be sprinkling our sugar and cinnamon mixture to the bottom of the pan. You can sprinkle as much as you want. I'm just doing a light dusting of it, and then putting our first layer of our crescent dough. And of course, if you need to, at this time, you're going to trim it. Just trim it to your liking. You don't have to. You can leave that in there, but I'm just going to trim. And I'm going to be sprinkling some more of my sugar and cinnamon mixture on top of the first layer of the crescent rolls. And we are ready to pour our cheesecake mixture. So you're just going to dump the whole entire bowl of mixture into your baking dish, making sure that you scrape every last bit of it out. Look at that. It looks so good and it smells so good. So I'm just doing some final touches on the top layer of the crescent roll. I'm just rolling it out a little bit with my rolling pin and making sure that everything is together. I'm going to be cutting off any excess that I believe will be any excess of the crescent roll dough. For some reason, I lost a clip where I put this last layer of the crescent roll dough on top of my cheesecake mix and then sprinkled my sugar and cinnamon mixture. And then to the oven it goes. After 45 minutes at 325, this is the result. It looks so good and it smells even better. Just look at that. So you're going to want to leave it out at room temperature for about an hour so it can cool, or if you want it done faster, you can cool it in your refrigerator for about 20 minutes. And now we're going to start cutting, and I'm going to be showing you a couple of options of decorating. You can use any toppings you want, but these are the toppings that I'm going to be using. I'm going to be cutting 2 slices of these Churro Cheesecake to show you guys what I'm going to be using to top it off with. I had some berries that I put in the freezer. I have some blueberries, some raspberries, and some blackberries, but you can use strawberries, you can use Nutella, you can use dulce de leche, caramel, you can use some powdered sugar, anything that you want to top these off. It would just taste delicious. But look at that. Look at that. Look at how good that looks. It's going to be so good. I'm just going to plate these, and then I'm just going to add a little bit of sugar and the cinnamon mixture to my berries. I froze them, but you don't have to. But I just decided to do that. So I'm just going to put some of those berries on there and drizzle them with some caramel. So good. And this next one, again, I'm going to be adding the berries, but I'm going to be adding some sweetened condensed milk to that one. And just a little bit of whipped cream. And there is my daughter. She is wanting some berries. She loves blueberries and fruits. So she is just wondering what I'm going to be doing with the leftovers. And friends, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this delicious recipe for churro cheesecake. And there's going to be lots more videos to come. So if you enjoy this video and videos like this, just give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button to see more recipes that I will be posting. Thank you.